Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Fran Bow, blind. Last time I obtained this key. I think it opens this door. Nope. Actually opens this. Wow, what a big cat. You look exactly like Mr. Midnight. I have to find him, and for that I have to open all the doors. A wake-up clock. Perfect. It's tightly tied. If I want it, I'll have to do something about it. I got you, little wake-up clock. Oh, I didn't take the wire from the machine over here, which is one of the materials needed for the actual echo clock. Hello, tree. You're big. What are those red things coming from inside you? I guess it won't tell. Excuse me, tree, I want the glove. Thank you. Okay, so I have all of them, right? Yeah, but how do I combine them? Like, maybe I need like a workbench or something? Excuse me, I really need the key hanging just behind you. Excuse me, but I don't talk to strangers. You don't need to talk, just let me take your key. I choose not talking to strangers. Not listening is also part of the deal. How disappointing. I have a question. Are you stuck in this tree? I am firmly attached to it. Why do you ask? I'm just curious. See you later. Maybe I can reach it with a branch? The lucifern will burn my stick. Okay, so it is kind of a correct approach, right? I'm just missing... maybe I can... Don't you point that sharp tree arm to my face. Put it down or I will burn you. It's kind of implied that the stick is like halfway, like it's halfway getting me somewhere. I just need to do something more specific with it. I really need the key hanging behind you. I don't talk to strangers. Okay, this is all repeating. Back of a giant cat. This must be for something important. Oh, okay, so I need to put all of the things in here to make the thingamajig, right? The clock. I do wonder if they have a correct order, though. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. The echo clock is finished. Fantastic, I'll wake up Mabuka with this. I wonder how it works. The mechanics seem a bit unusual. Maybe I can brush the hair of the Lucifern and it's going to be better predisposed towards me. Look, I found a magical hair comb. Isn't it great? I don't know, a hair comb? What is that? Well, it's to make your hair very pretty and smooth. Would you like to try it? I don't know, is it dangerous? It can be very pleasant if you do it smoothly. Alright, let's try it. But just promise you won't burn me, okay? I would only burn you if I'm in danger. Be gentle and nothing bad will happen. I'll be gentle. It worked! What is happening to me? I've never experienced anything like this before. But how? You are a Lucifern. All Luciferns I've met do this all the time. Really? Well, thank you very much. It feels incredible. I feel like I need to fly away. Okay. Now I can use the stick to reach this. Okay. That would open the last door. Creature from above, get out from Mabuka's den. You're not welcome. Excuse me, but I'm looking for my cat and I need to wake up Mabuka. Just Mabuka? Mother Mabuka for you, you arrogant little infant. And how did you plan to wake her up, eh? With the crazy ideas of Cogwind? Cogwind is a nice clockmaker, he's not crazy. So you know him. I assume you have been into Etersta. Horrid place, I must say. Too dazzling. Well, that's exactly where I want to go after I find my kitty. Good for you. Your fragile little mind will be safe there, with all of those boring creatures. I'm going now, you wicked tree. My kitty is waiting for me. You don't scare me one bit. These look like human skulls. I wonder if they all died trying to enter Mabuka's heart. Hello, little boar. Are you having a lovely time? Are you a friend of Mabuka? Hello, goat. You look a bit like Remor. Are you cousin to Remor, maybe? You're much prettier, though. Wow, what a big, beautiful face. Are you Mabuka? If yes, then I must wake you up. Cogwind came up with a machine to wake you up, so be prepared. Okay, let's use it. Be aware of Mabuka. The awakened darkness arises from the unknown. I'm sorry to wake you up, Mother of Mabuka, but I need a favor from you. Can somebody tell me who this creature is? Quite insolent for such a tiny body. Excuse me, but I can answer that myself. I'm Fran Bow, a human girl, 11 years old, and I'm very brave, so you know. A human in Mabuka's den? That's amusing. Who brought you here? That would be Remor. I think he's your son, isn't he? Did my son manage to enter your head already? You mean like cutting my head open? I don't think so. Did you drink or eat some sort of reddish potion or beans? Beans? My pills look like red beans, so yes, I took the whole bottle. Then I cannot use violence against you. The power has been unleashed. I hope you find beneath the ground the truth that you seek. Thank you, but what power has been unleashed? Can you tell me? The power inside you, don't you know? You were selected by the 5 realms of essential existence to be the keeper of the key. The 5 realms of essential existence were created parallel with time. What are you talking about? The keeper of the key? Who told you this? The great Valokas from Prime Eve told us everything a long time ago. The keeper will be hunted by the son of darkness after feeding from a red seed. But you are too young, I must say, too young to indeed be the keeper of the key. There's something about you. Did something obscure happen to you? I think Remor killed my parents, Madame Mabuka. Can you imagine how it feels? I am all of those feelings, Fran Bow. I am all the sinister, all the darkness that you can imagine. I feed from tears and from sorrow, from desperation and fear. But then you don't care if Remor killed my parents? I thought you were nice. I am curious about knowing the reason, if that makes you feel better. Now I understand. It's the reason itself, the truth you're seeking. Go on, Keeper of the Key. Be brave now. I'll open my heart for you. Can you please wake up again, Mabuka? I have so many questions. What does it mean to be the key keeper? Well, I guess I will know if I climb down. It's locked, but it doesn't have a keyhole. Maybe somebody must open it from the inside. That creature's body is made out of baby faces. The bath boy said something about this. I think it's the hijacker. Do I know you from somewhere? You took something from me, didn't you? You little thief. Where is my knitting needle, huh? Did you stab all your little friends with it? What? Knitting needle? Are you the dead nurse I saw back in the Oswald Asylum? Do I look dead to you, huh? You little beast? Take a number, would you, and wait for your turn in the waiting room. But Miss Nurse, I don't need medical attention. I just want to find my kitty. Take a number and wait. I won't repeat myself. Hey kid, this is my turn now to talk with the nurse, alright? If you don't wait and leave us alone, I will tear you apart and eat you. You eat children? Did you know that we children are actually immature? Okay, that's actually a pretty good joke about cannibalism. Leave the patient alone now. The doctor will determine the severity of the illness. Don't you worry. Okay, so we have a number 7. They listen, they see, and they touch. In a way, I feel like I'm back in the Oswald Asylum. But I can't be, or can I? Well, you can. Like, it is kind of a staple for this kind of story where it actually all takes place inside your head, you know, inside the character's head, and they aren't physically moving around. Their mind is just confused, so I wouldn't be that surprised if it turned out that I never left. And I'm just stoned out of my mind on the 1940s, you know, psychiatric meds. I wonder how long must I wait now? Hours? Maybe days. I've been waiting for a week now. How long has everyone been waiting? I've been waiting for like a month. But I have number 2, so it must be my turn very soon. I've been waiting for 3.5 weeks, totally hopeless. Excuse me everyone, but is there a way to make things faster? Become a doctor yourself, that would be faster. And by doing that you could also help us all. Why won't you become a doctor yourself then? I can't because I feel very sick. My RI is blinded. What? I don't understand that pun, because I presume it's a pun of some sort. I have this broken horn, see? I can't be a doctor, I must be a patient. Neither can I. I lost my ability to frighten myself in front of a mirror. I'm not sick at all. Please let me go before you, okay? I can't. I don't even know what illness I have. But how can you not know? Do you feel pain somewhere? That's a very hard question. Make it softer. How can I make a question softer? That's very strange. Have you tried pulling your eyes off? It helps sometimes. Well, I have not, so I'm unable to confirm. It's impossible to talk sense with any of you. Of course you can't make sense of us. You're not the one that sees it all. You've only known us for a few minutes. That's very little time to understand it all. That's true, but it would be nice to use some common sense. Why? What does common sense do that uncommon sense doesn't? Well, it helps to better understand each other. We do understand each other very well with our uncommon sense anyway. We actually do. We do respect the differences. But who is the one that sees all then? You mean Mabuka? No, Mabuka knows everything. It's not the same as seeing everything. I want to wait because talking won't make it go faster. Alright, thanks for nothing. This must be the number display. I have number 7. It will take ages before I get there. I must get a better number like number 2. My R eye is broken. The big eye told me that because she sees all. Do you see the screen? I have number 2, it's almost my turn. I think my horn won't grow again. I'm going to be very angry because of that very soon. Waiting was fun at the beginning, now it's just boring. Do you see the screen? I have number 2, it's almost my turn. Would it be possible to exchange our tickets? I have number 7. No, I need to know if I'm in pain. I need to know what illnesses I have. What if I find out what illnesses you have? Would you then give me your ticket? Sure, if I'm still here when you come back. Okay, so maybe I can find like a registry. Already took a number. Just take a number and wait for your turn. Mabuka is dreaming about you, grinding with teeth your putrid skull, drinking your tears full of fear. She grins while the blood of your eyes please her soul. Okay, that doesn't actually help me in any conceivable way. Like, how would I find out what kind of illness he has? I would imagine it has something... like I would need to find like a registry or talk to someone. Did you find your cat already? Not yet, but I'm not giving up. See you soon. Okay, so that's no help at all. Wait, there is the giant eye, right? Okula, I think? She said she sees all, so maybe she knows. What illness does that guy have? Excuse me, I need your help. Of course you do. What can I do for you? Can you tell me what illness the creature who has the ticket number 2 suffers? He's in the waiting room, waiting. Let me see. I see him, but from what I see, it's not really an illness. It's just a headache caused by low levels of agony in him. But is it possible to help him somehow? I need his ticket. Crying all the tears you can cry until you feel this bottle will do it. But don't forget, the tears must be caused by real sorrow. Oh, I somehow think Fran will manage that just fine, seeing how her parents are dead. She's presumed dead by society, seemingly. She's also crazy. Somebody switched her meds for possibly dangerous drugs. She doesn't know what reality is anymore. And seemingly also her own aunt has somehow also gone crazy, or at least blames her cat for her parents' death. So I think that's enough sorrow for one 10-year-old girl. That won't be a problem. I mean, a very problematic point in my life, yeah, just what I said. I thought everything was going to be better when Kitty and I got home, but now everything is so confusing. Aunt Grace is totally crazy. Talking to her was horrible. I really trusted her. I don't know what to do now. Mabuka said I was selected for something, but she fell asleep again and won't answer my questions. I need my kitty. Mr. Midnight's hugs are the biggest comfort in my life. I just want to find him so we can go to Itersta and be happy. Yeah, that's a lot of tears. Lovely pain, so profound. The bottle is now full of your tears. Give it to the critter that has your ticket. Go now. Time does not wait for anybody. Thank you. I'll be going now. Okay. Here, drink this, you will feel much better. Trying to poison me? How lovely. Let's see. It tastes like the most profound and darkest elixir I have ever tasted before. Give me more, give me more. Leave me alone, you promised to give me the ticket if I helped you. Alright, there you go. And thank you, your tears taste absolutely delicious. Well, I guess it's my turn. It's not your turn yet. Well, it actually is. It literally is. Hello, patient number 2. We are going to do all we can to save you. Do you have an appointment? Well, not really. You told me to take a number and wait. I'm sorry, we don't help sick people without an appointment. But I'm not sick. I lost my kitty and I just want to find him. A lost kitty? Don't worry, that's a natural reaction to your sickness. You're lucky though. Many lose their minds instead. Lucky. How do I get an appointment then? Just call me. Here is my card with a telephone number. Are you insane? Call us. But why must I call you? Why can't I just make an appointment now? That would be silly, because now I'm waiting for you to call me. Alright, I'll go and make the call then. Okay? So... There is a telephone in one of the other rooms. So that's what? 0122121726. Okay, it shows me. It's nice of it that it shows me that, because, you know, I'm pretty tired at this point. I usually play after work, and recently I've been having a lot of things happen, both at work and, you know, in my private life, and I'm pretty drained when I sit down to play, so I might have actually had trouble to, you know, remember that, so it's nice that it shows me. Hello, yes, you told me to call to make an appointment. It's Fran Bow. I'm available now. No, yes, I do have a pair of eyes. Really? Okay. I'll see you in a minute then. Great, thank you. Goodbye, yes. Okay, so let's go back. Do you have an appointment? Yes, Fran Bow is my name, and the appointment is now. Let me check the archives. Yes, there you are. The doctor will see you in a minute. Just go through the door to your right. Alright, thank you. I'm sorry, did I scare you? You look quite pallid. Yes, what a nightmare. You look like a healthy human. Thank you, I guess. Now, if you don't mind, I have an appointment. I don't mind, actually, because it's none of my business. Okay, can I talk with it? No. You haven't chosen to end your life yet? Isn't the pain you feel enough? You are Remor, aren't you? I haven't gotten the chance to introduce myself properly. Sadly, I cannot be seen in the third reality for long periods of time. I am Remor, the Terrible Black, the Prince of Darkness. I know who you are. Don't try to act like nothing happened. Did you kill my parents? Where is my cat? What did you do to Dr. Dian? I enjoy immensely seeing your suffering dripping from your eyes. I feed from it. You're the manifestation of my desires. I can use you for whatever I want. You are under my power. That's not true, not anymore. I won't allow you to trick me anymore. Tell me, why did you kill my parents? Why? You are assuming that it was I who did such a terrible thing. I saw you that night outside my window. It must be you who did it. You trust your eyes too much. Haven't you learned that the human receptors are weak? Your body is fragile, easy to corrupt. It can't be. Stop it. I didn't do it. I didn't. It wasn't me. Stop it, please. Who was it, my darling? Who killed your parents? The dull little creature must suffer and die before becoming a star. I haven't killed my parents, I haven't. That monster wants to trick me, I know. Everybody is crazy around here. I have to find Kitty and leave. Yeah, in fact, I do think, you know, I've been talking about that the game has been peppered with clues regarding this for quite some time now, and especially in Etersta, there's been a lot of clues that were very kind of direct. I've been talking about this from the very beginning, actually, because it was always suspicious to me that Fran was committed to, you know, to an actual psychiatric hospital for a prolonged time after her parents' death, despite the fact that she seemed perfectly cognizant of the fact that her parents are dead and what that means. You know, she actually processed that surprisingly well, all things considered, especially for a child, you know, such a young child. So it wasn't that she didn't understand what death is, and it was never it was never hinted that she exhibited any kind of serious self-harm tendencies. So it's not like she was a danger to herself. So the plausible explanation would be that she actually is a danger to others because she had like a psychotic episode and killed her parents herself. And then, obviously, because it's such a horrible thing to have done, she has shifted the blame. Remor is like a personification of her dark inner self, you know, of those like violent tendencies that she has inside her, or like of her mental problems, you know, of her literal psychosis. And she has personified him as another creature so that she can shift the blame onto him for doing what she has done, because it's easier this way. And there have been a number of clues about that, because some characters in Etersta specifically were talking about how the truth is too hard and she is not ready to know it. But if somebody else killed her parents, then what's the horrible truth that she is not ready for? As I said, she seems perfectly understanding about the circumstances of her parents being dead. Like, she seems to handle the fact that they were murdered surprisingly well. So what's so difficult about such a truth? I think it actually makes a lot of sense for her to be the one that killed the parents, because then it's actually horrible. Like, it's actually like 20 times more horrible and more difficult to accept, because it's not that her parents are simply dead, it's that she killed them. So I think I actually buy it. I think it makes sense in the story for it to be her. Let's explore this office and carry on. A tank with water, good. If a Kamala comes around, I will know what to do. Or if I'm thirsty. Why does the brain have two sides? The brain has many different parts. It's like a delicate machine. It's locked again. The spine. All humans have that in common. I can always start a conversation like, "Hello, we both have a spine. Isn't that awesome?" We would look funny without skin. I would go more with terrifying, but that's just me. Kitty, my darling, I'm here for you. Are you alright? Kitty, answer me, what's wrong with you? Why won't you talk to me, Mr. Midnight? Please don't do this to me. It's just making cat noises, as a regular cat would. Talk to me, Mr. Midnight, this isn't funny. It's the place, isn't it? We must get out of here so we can talk to me again. I'll take you to Etersta, my darling. Palontras can help us. I promise you, nothing will tear us apart again. Oh, Kitty, I'll be back. I must help Dr. Deern, alright? He seems to be in trouble. That he does. I don't need this. A syringe. It has red fluid inside. What can it be? Well, perhaps whatever drug I've been taking instead of duotine. The contents are the same color as my pills. Yeah. Somebody must be really fond of brains and heads. X-rays. This must be Dr. Dearn's head. You're alright, Dr. Dearn. No craziness. The old man again. Dr. Oswald. Okay, I won't flip the switch because I presume that would electrocute him. Actually. Can I talk to him? Dr. Dearn, are you alright, sir? Sir, wake up. Dr. Dearn, wake up. Are you alive? What should I do to wake him up? Well, my choice is between electroshock and sticking him with an unknown substance. So, you know, both of those choices seem potentially horrible. I guess... Please talk to me, I miss you so much. Mr. Midnight, say something. Okay, I will electrocute him, because I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen, and also because seemingly there is no actual way to free him. Like, I can either do this, or inject him with the drug. And both of those seem like a supremely bad idea, so... What does this lever do? Are you alright? Okay, apparently it did nothing. These automatic doors, it's locked. A Center of Brain Research and Pineal Gland Phenomena. Christine 14. Clara and Mia Bolomet, Gladys Hanna, Grace and Lucia Dagenard, Dr. Leon Castillo, Dr. Oswald Harrison. Grace and Lucia Dagenard? That's my mommy and my aunt. Isn't that the old nurse? Center of Brain Research. Okay, so... Wait. Grace and Lucia Dagenard. So those are my aunt and my mom. Those are the twins that were sewn together, you know, when they were older, actually, by Oswald, who was by all accounts crazy. Like, he was like a mad scientist, and also seemingly into the occult, because, you know, this... there's a pentagram, which was also seemingly in that vision of my parents' murder. Like, the way I see it is that possibly my mom has already been crazy, or like, because I presume she might have suffered some kind of abuse at the center from Dr. Oswald, who's clearly a madman. And also my aunt. So my, you know, Fran's mental problems might be kind of hereditary to a degree, and I do strongly lean in the possibility of me actually, you know, of it being Fran that killed her parents. Although the presence of the pentagram here suggests that maybe Oswald was into the occult, maybe he had something to do with it, but that would be kind of bad as a story, I think, because he's already mad. Like, you already think of him as a bad guy, because obviously he did horrible experiments on children, seemingly for no actual logical purpose, just because he was crazy. Like, he thought sewing together two people would somehow change their DNA. So what would that accomplish in terms of storytelling if he was the one that killed my parents? I think it was actually Fran who killed her parents, because maybe she had like a hereditary mental illness problem, or maybe she just had a psychotic episode, because it has been hinted that she had hallucinations from a very early age. Like even as a small child, she saw Edward regularly enough that he has become sort of a staple of her life. So that's a potential hint that something was not all right with her, since her very early age. So I think she actually murdered her parents, and then sort of blacked it out, like repressed that memory, and created Remor as a personification of her psychosis, so that she can shift the blame onto him, because it's obviously easier this way, easier to process it. And that's why she was committed for so long into the asylum. Although I guess there is also the fact that the higher-ups at the asylum, and specifically Oswald himself, they were doing a lot of freaked up things, like even discounting lobotomy, because that might have been standard practice at the time. It was clear that Dean eventually became disillusioned with whatever they were doing, and also somebody switched my meds, right? And the switched meds are also in this. So there is a possibility that Fran was committed also partially because Oswald wanted to run experiments on her, because obviously she's a daughter of a girl he already had at this asylum before. He seems to be potentially maybe interested in like our family line, because it's my aunt and my mother. But mostly I do really believe that Fran killed her parents. I think the story works better this way. It makes more sense, and it's more tragic if you assume that. And also, I guess how you would explain, because Leon Castillo was presumably insane as well. Like he had this journal, which I actually have here. Journal full about the mythology, about the Valorcas and all that, and the Kamalas and blah blah blah. And one interpretation is that this is proof that they actually exist, because obviously it would be very weird for two people to have the exact same hallucination. But another theory I would say is that he was just crazy, and when I was at the asylum, I found like some of his notes, or like overheard some of the things that he believed in, and they influenced the way Fran saw the world. Or also even, it might have started earlier. It might have started with her mother and her aunt, right? Because they lived at the asylum concurrently with Castillo, so they might have heard all of those crazy stories that he believed, and then passed them on to me, like in fairy tales, or just through sort of cultural osmosis, by mentioning it often enough, and it influenced the way Fran sees the world. Because I do think the story works better if you assume it's not literal magic. I think literal magic does kind of lessen the appeal of the story. It cheapens it in my mind, and it makes perfect sense to assume Ithersta was such a peaceful, beautiful land. It's like textbook sort of dissociative tactic, right, for a traumatized person to retreat into this world of fantasy that's better than the actual world. And there were a lot of objects in Ithersta that then appeared in Aunt Grace's house. So it would suggest that, you know, the real world sort of bled into the fantasy world of Etersta. But as I said, I do think, sincerely believe that the story is better if you assume it has no supernatural elements. It's just more human this way, and I think it's perfectly, what's the word, workable, perfectly acceptable to interpret it in such a way. I think it works. As to whether Fran has really escaped from the asylum, I would say probably, but also not necessarily, because the only thing that I'm kind of uncertain about is if she didn't escape and didn't fall into that well with the bodies of the sisters, the sewn together sisters, how would she even know that story? But again, that still could be explained by her overhearing it in the asylum, or like finding some notes on it, or or maybe even hearing about it from her mother or her aunt, because they knew, it's clear from this photo that they knew the sisters, so they would have maybe known the story. So yeah, it is actually perfectly workable to assume that I have never left the asylum. I'm just insane. And the fact that they are presumably running experiments on me by subjecting me to some kind of experimental drug is probably not helping, but still, let's inject that drug into Dr. Dian, because that's the only thing I can do. Well, I guess I could stab him if I really wanted. Well, let's do it. Maybe this will wake him up. Yeah, you can see here how sort of it seems almost as if parts of a straitjacket are incorporated into the dress, which could be another clue pointing in the direction of me actually not escaping the asylum. Damn, what was that? Don't worry, Dr. Dian, it's me, Fran. What? I can't see very well. Fran Bow, sir, from the Oswald Asylum. We were at the cemetery, remember? Fran, what happened? Why am I tied to a chair? What have you done? I'm trying to help you. The big monster brought you here. We must go. Come on, Fran, monsters? I don't feel like playing games. Alright, it wasn't a monster at all. Just let me help you. But what is she doing here? I thought you chained her. But I did. I told you she was a hard one to tame. Do you want me to get rid of her? Get rid of me? Aunt Grace, why are you talking like that? Who is this old man? This is Castillo? How lovely. You sound just like your mother when she was young. My mother? Do you know her? Who are you? Oh wait, no, I guess that's Harrison. So, because he's, obviously that was years ago, so he's old now. Castillo is dead, because he lived like in the 1880s or whatever, judging from the journal, right? I know everything about you, Fran. Oswald, from the Oswald Asylum? Yes, Fran, the same old man. But why do you know about my mother and my aunt? Well, many years ago, I was studying the magnificent complexity of twin siblings. Lucia and Grace were part of my study. Both helped me to find the key to success. The key? Did you know that my mother and father were murdered? Of course, Remor did a great job. His power of manipulation is extraordinary. What I don't understand is how can you be so calm about it? It was you holding the knife after all. I'm not calm. I knew it was Remor all the time. Why does he hunt me? Remor is the manifestation of your weakness. Yeah, that's kind of my point. a manifestation, not necessarily of my weakness, specifically, I would say, of my mental issues. A blinded and powerful manifestation of your fears. Why would the monster kill my parents? Because your parents were interfering with my work. Because I actually did you a favor, you are suffering. And pain is connected to growth and strength, Fran. Oswald, please, let's just do what we need to do. Aunt Grace, please don't be mad at me. We're family. Let us go. My kitty and I can find a place to go without bothering you. Please, just let us go. You're right, Fran. I'm sorry for being so hard on you. Come on, let's go now. Dr. Diane, are you alright? Well, still not awake. Go with your aunt, Fran. Isn't that what you want? Fran, my dear, listen to me. You must know, Dr. Oswald only wants the best for you. When Lucia was pregnant with you, he knew you'd be a very special girl. He told us to take good care of you, but your mother betrayed us. She wanted to hide you from us. She thought we wanted to kill you, but that's not true. Dr. Oswald really wants you to give you the best. Really wants to give you the best. But for that, you must allow him to try a little experiment on you. And then everything will be fine? Of course, but there is still one thing we must take care of. This little traitor must go. No, Kitty! Come on, Fran, stop weeping. The cat is dead now. But he was my friend. You killed my best friend. You also helped to kill my parents, didn't you? Didn't you? How can you live with yourself? I hate you. I hate you. Stop it, Fran. Help. Please help. Don't you dare to touch Grace, you little monster. Oh my goodness, she's totally insane. Bring her to me. I'll do the experiment while she's still warm. Whoa, 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 whoa. That sounds wrong. That sounds seriously wrong. I need to extract the brain right away. Fran, are you alright? What have you done with her? She tried to kill me. You are right about Fran, Dr. Dian. She was sick. But she's bleeding. Let me take care of her. No, you won't. She's mine now. I have been waiting for this moment for many years now. Looking for the right child, the right brain. Now that I have her, nothing can stop me. Oh, Fran, everything will be fine. Who are you? I'm Edward, the one many children talk about. But you're not human. Okay, that's something about Palontras. I found him. Oh my goodness, stay away from the girl. Leave her alone. Little Fran must be cured. Do you think you can use the same body? Yes, she's not completely gone yet. Here I go. Oh, Mother Mabuka, you took the innocence of the child. Fran is now dead and alive. Wake up in darkness, Fran, and you'll be able to walk towards the light. What happened? Edward? Palontras? My heart hurts. Mr. Midnight? How? You're alive, my kitty. I missed you so much. Please tell me something. Fran, we must go now. Go? Alright. Dr. Dean? Look, it is Edward and Palontras. I told you about them, remember? I told you they were real, see? Can you believe me now? He can't hear you. I think he is under the power of Mabuka now. We really must leave. But he can come with us, please. He has been really nice to me. He really wanted to protect me and help me. We can't bring him with us, I'm sorry. But what we can do is to make him believe that all of this was a dream. He will wake up and think none of this really happened. But he won't remember you, Fran. I see. Well, that's okay, I guess, as long as he is safe. That's very kind. You're finally seeing beyond your own desires. You're becoming one with everything. Your parents would be very proud of you. You really think so? Thank you, Palontras. Now let's send Dr. Dean home. Goodbye, Dr. Dean. Let's go now, Fran. There is so much that you must see and learn. That sounds like fun. Let's go, Kitty. I still don't know many things. But one thing I do know, that between guilt and fear, I choose happiness. Okay, so the ending had me a little confused there, because it seemed at first that, Deern was interacting and seeing Edward and Palontras as well, which would shatter the idea that it's all inside Fran's head. But then, I realized he was also drugged, like he was drugged with the same thing that I have been taking throughout the whole of the game. So, it actually proves nothing. It is perfectly sort of acceptable to say that he just thought he saw something. As to, the weak point of that theory is that, again, he saw Edward specifically as I saw him. But that could be explained by me having described it to him before. And obviously, Castillo was, he had this idea about the Valokas and the Kamalas and all that years ago, and he had a journal of that, so that could have easily passed through to other people as knowledge about those things. It doesn't necessarily prove that they ever existed. I do think the game works better if you assume it's actually about madness than if you assume it's about magic. Like, magic is, so difficult to quantify, and if there are no rules, if there are different realities and magic and magical creatures, I feel like that lessens the gravity of the story, whereas, the story as I understand it, which is, my mother and my aunt were both experimented on from childhood by a madman, and, that might have caused some mental problems that were sort of carried over to me, and then I killed my own parents. in a psychotic episode. That's a much more tragic story than a story in which, you know, the doctor was an occultist that summoned a black demon that was also a goat, and he killed my parents. Like, there is, in the second version of the story, there is no actual, you know, it's a dime a dozen sort of kind of story, you know, oh, somebody killed my parents, la-di-da, like, okay, you know, obviously, in real life, it would still be horrible simply to have your parents murdered, but as a story, as a fictional story, you know, we've seen this pattern of the hero's parents being murdered, and then the game being about trying to uncover the secret of that, or like trying to avenge that. We've seen that, you know, dozens, hundreds of times, whereas you killing your own parents, that is a story. That is a story, you know, that's horrible and tragic and touching. So I do lean more towards that interpretation of the story, but I would very much welcome any kind of discussion in the comments. I think this game is a game that's very conducive to something like that, so feel free to write your own theories or your own interpretations of what the game is about or what the different parts mean, and I'll be happy to, you know, discuss it with you. About the game as a whole, I did enjoy it quite a lot. I think it was wonderfully creepy and dark. Some of the, you know, when you took the pills, some of the scenery was downright nightmarish. And even the very concept of, you know, a child, possibly, even, you know, obviously that's only one of the interpretations, but it is an interpretation I personally lean towards. A story about a child suffering a psychotic breakdown so severe that she murdered her own parents. That is also like seriously heavy stuff. Like that's a very touching and a very heavy story, and also very like difficult. It's not something I have seen explored that much in other games. As I said, having your parents murdered by an enemy, that's pretty common, but killing your parents or your loved ones yourself and then having to deal with the repercussions of that, that seems less common to me. So I did enjoy the game quite a lot. I think that some of the graphics, some of the art design was pretty great. And the story was intriguing as well. It's interesting how you can read it in different ways, and you can draw different conclusions from it. I definitely like that it's not 100% straightforward. I like that there is room for interpretation and that there is room for mystery, because even if we assume that all of it was mundane and all of it was just madness, and in case of Dr. Oswald just being an evil bastard, that still doesn't quite explain, you know, why did he have a pentagram on the photo. Like, it seemed to imply that he was into the occult, which is interesting in itself, kind of. Yeah, but the game was good. The puzzles were, some of them were actually pretty creative. Like, I'm drawing a blank at this point. Like, I had a couple of those that I really liked. Like, for example, the riddles in Thirsta were cool. And also, what's the... yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, because I'm pretty tired. But I would say the puzzles were, you know, they struck a good balance between being easy enough that they were not frustrating, and from time to time challenging enough that they were, you know, that you had a sense of satisfaction once you solved them. So I think the puzzles were okay, and overall the game was definitely worth playing. I had a lot of fun. thinking about the story specifically and what it means. And yeah, it was a cool game. It delivered pretty much what I expected it to deliver. So, you know, a story about loss and trauma and madness and mental illness and, you know, shifting perception of reality. That's exactly the kind of story I like. It hits a lot of points that are interesting to me specifically. So I am satisfied with this game, you know, completely. I spent my time well with it. I'm probably going to write like an extended summary, like a review, because when I remember, you know, when I rest a little, I would like to elaborate a little more about the puzzles, because I had a couple ones that I wanted to talk about, but I can't sort of I can't bring them up in my mind right now. So if I do write something about the game, it's going to be in a pinned comment underneath this video, and if I don't, then I guess I don't. For now, that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!